Good morning, darlings. It's Aga Winnicka, your relationship bestie, going live again after a day of break. My apartment finally kicked me out of the house because they had to do so much work after the flood that we had last week. If you haven't seen it, it's in my stories. I have this saved in my highlights so you can see what happened, because you are asking me a lot of questions about that flood. Yes, the pipe burst and we had a waterfall coming down. Yeah, all the apartments below the top floor. Not gonna go back to it. I'm happy that it's finally quiet. Finally, my apartment has been marked as dry, so I have really minimum damage compared to other people who had to be literally relocated. So yes, the noise is over, the work is over, I'm in my place again. I don't have to go anywhere else. So I can be domestic again. I was gone yesterday doing a lot of things for myself. I was doing my hair, I was doing some facials, I was taking care of me. When that happens, lots and lots and lots of thoughts are going through my mind, and I'm talking to myself in it, and I'm trying to figure out things that I want to tell you. So here's the problem with someone who has tons of knowledge and tons of experience and wants to share with a broader audience. We don't know how to package this in small bites so you can get to where we are with our knowledge, with our wisdom, the same way, a little bit quicker, but in the small steps. Because yes, I can flood you with everything I know. I can flood you with all of my experiences. And yes, you'll have all that knowledge that I acquired within the last 15 years. Totally, I could totally do that. That's what the books are for. That's where the movies are for. That I can literally sit down and just record and record and talk and talk and talk. That's not going to do anything for you. Because if you get everything in one spot, you probably will forget it tomorrow. It's not about how much you will learn fast, it's how often you will implement what you learned. So it's better to package this in small pieces, and it's better to package this in metaphors that you understand to your own experiences. And that is the hardest part, being a coach, to showing up, sitting in your shoes and trying to dial down everything I know to a small piece that will push the needle for you. But for me, it's like, okay, is that enough? Because I know there's more to it, but this is enough for you to see results little by little. So I'm always trying to figure out a little analogies here and there to show you where I'm coming from, because my perspective is so controversial that I've been told that people see the world completely differently than anybody else. All right, so one of the examples I gave my husband is very successful in his work, and he realized that he cannot go any higher, not in a sense of being more successful, but in the challenges, because he's doing this work kind of like routine now. Okay, so to him it's not challenging enough. He has to challenge himself. He has to come up with challenges every day to challenge himself so he can feel like he's growing at work. However, it's not, the work is satisfying, but it's not growing. Where he is growing is in his personal life. But because he spent so much time at work, he feels like he's neglecting personal life. So he had internal conflict of, how can I be still a responsible adult and pay for all the bills, okay, by working in a work that is no longer challenging me as it was in the beginning, so I can have a life that I can actually grow in, because that's where I'm challenging. That's when the life is challenging me, right? And I did show it to him in his terms. The reason I'm telling you this story is because I'm going to show you how I'm going to show your life in your terms. So his story, I told him, look, you're looking at this world a little bit from the opposite direction. You're looking at work as something that is filling up your whole entire life because you spent most of your hours there. And then you feel, anytime that I have left, that's when I can put my personal life. Seeing this differently, flipping it, the script is, why don't you first plan your life and then put the work in it as a block of time that you have to do, okay? Kind of like in a video game, that when you find a hack that, oh my God, if I keep going back on that loop, I can get some sort of resources that they can help me later on in the next level of the game. When he heard that, because he plays video games and he understands the concept of that, he's like, oh my God, this truly is like a hack. I never saw it that way. To literally treat my job as that hack that I know how to do without thinking, just so I can get my resources and instead be fulfilled and satisfied and seeking challenges in real life where I grow. So this is the analogy I gave him because he's a gamer and he loves doing that, so he understood this analogy. For my ladies, when I'm talking about being a grown-up in a relationship, the analogy that crossed my mind yesterday, and I am going to explore it deeper, was it's the same concept that we were sold, that being independent woman, that men are intimidated by us, that we have to work hard and we deserve this, perfect man that everybody will be envy of. It's exactly the same as the myth that we're being sold about New York City. Same thing. I lived in New York City for almost 20 years. And I gotta tell you, it is not real what you are seeing. That myth is not real. And every New Yorker will probably eat me alive now, because obviously New Yorkers are being conditioned not to ever say anything bad about their city. It's amazing city. It's absolutely amazing city, one of a kind that doesn't ever sleep, but there is a price for it. The hustle is glorified. You are being overpriced, underpaid. You barely have social life. You live in a shoebox. You're dreaming about one day hit the jackpot in a market that will get you this lifestyle that you can show all these people who doubt you. See, this is New York City. And when you look at it really closely, it's like a playground where kids are competing with each other, just like in New York, are trying to show off what they are better off, just like in New York. That kids that are insecure and jealous that you have something more, just like in New York. And literally, New York City is just like a big playground of little kids who are trying to heal their own childhood wounds. Most grown, like adult, mature people don't live in New York. They made their lives outside of New York and they have a place in New York to visit. Most people don't stay in New York. Very few, and it's totally different animal, which I will be attacking anymore. But the point being, that's exactly how you're being sold the relationships. That because you are independent woman and because you deserve most and you hustled so much, okay, you glorify the fact that the men that dream men that you should get, okay, it should be so amazing that once you get him and he will see how amazing you are because you worked so hard, everybody will be jealous. You no longer look at the guys who actually will make you feel good, because on the first glance, they don't check the boxes that other people will be, wow, look at her, okay? That's a New York perspective on it. Same thing. I'm going to dive deeper in it because it's a new concept and I'm trying to make it work. So that's one. Constantly competing, okay? Seeing that this girl already got married, I need to get married quickly, and being pushy. You marry me, you marry me, you marry me. Like, that's insane. Constantly competing. Oh, because she's already having this, I should have that too. She bought a house, I need to buy the house. She gets the man, I need to get a man. It doesn't matter that he is not sure. I will convince him, and I'm showing you. I've seen so many women to basically coerced men who are like on the fence, I don't know, to convince them, yes, you should marry me because. They would buy their own engagement ring just so they can have a photo shoot, so they can post online, so they can see, this man want me. I mean, I've seen it. This is all for show. And yet, Deb in-house, they're still miserable. They'll still call me, Aga, why doesn't he, blah, blah, blah. Why is it so hard, blah, blah, blah. I get that all the time. And again, it's all for show. It's all for jealousy. It's all for competition. It's all for some sort of, I don't know, proof and external validation. Seriously, this is literally what New York City is like. When I left, I could not see it more clear. How unbelievably lying is this marketing. This marketing of New York City is so unbelievably good that we go away and we feel like we failed. Oh, I left New York. That means I wasn't cut out to make it there. And that means I failed. It's the same thing when we walk away from the guy. Oh, I've been in this relationship for 3 years and he broke up with me, but I invested so much. No. No. We need to chill. We need to take a breather and we need to put on the big girl's panties and look at it as grown-ups. As grown-ups. When you have a choice, nobody has to tell you where is your dream. You know where is your dream. Nobody has to tell you how you're supposed to feel, like overworked, hustled, and accomplished. No, you choose how you want to feel. Nobody has to show you that you're worthy of something because outside world said so. You know that you're worthy because you do. Those are grown-up traits. And I will be covering this on March 1st on my workshop, that you have to show up live because there will be no recording. It's free. It's free. You have to come, and I will be talking about this more concisely and more in depth to show you how you are being sold this illusion. That's why your love life is still struggling. You're being told that you're supposed to be independent, and yet you're supposed to be taking care of the right man. Whoa, easy. Follow me, see my posts. I will be talking about this so much now. This week you will hear from me every day. You will hear from me nonstop. I will be going on it in depth on my workshop on March 1st. So you show up and you will see more. But girl, let's rewrite our fairy tale. Let's rewrite the story that we're being sold. Let's get out of that marketing structure. Let's just start thinking for ourselves. Let's just start feeling for ourselves. Let's just start choosing for ourselves. That's my message for you. That's what I'm going to be here for. And I am going to try to show you the light at the end of that crazy story that you've been sold. It's not real. You are real. Your feelings are real. Your desires are real. Your dreams are real. You are real. So come back. We're going to unpack this and we're going to get to the bottom of that, okay? I'll see you tomorrow.